to Kidmissing TV. Today we're going to discuss the case of Niki Britten. Niki was 15 years old on July 16, 1969, when she disappeared from Albany, Oregon. She would have turned 16 on the 23rd of July. She was exactly 1 year older than my mother, because Niki was born on July 23rd, 1953, and my mother was born the same day 1 year later in 1954. So I found that very interesting. There's always a hook for me in cases that I do. Niki ran away from her grandparents' home. They had adopted her. I believe somebody had to be helping her, because she seemed to be successful, at least for a while. The first time that she ran away, she was actually 13. She landed in juvenile hall and was smart enough to give a phony name. It makes you wonder what was going on in her life, you know? Also, between the ages of 9 and 12, there were newspaper advertisements that I found of her selling different items. An equivalent to a brownies uniform, but it was, I don't know, Sunshine Girls or something like that, that she was selling. She was also selling a bicycle. I thought it odd that it was her name and the phone number, given the fact these were sold between the ages of 9 and 12. Maybe you can tell me if things were different in 1969, you know, but I don't know that I would want to do that. It is believed that she went to New York, because she made a call to family friends and said she was in New York working and living in a big old house. Supposedly she sent a note a while after that. Excuse me. Her mother says that she thinks the grandmother probably wrote the note. One of the rule-outs in her case was Swamp Mountain Jane Doe. There were many who believed that was her, and it was not. She was in a car accident with her grandmother in 1964. Now, I don't know about any injuries, and I can tell you she was using the name Diane Debbie Deylon, Deylon, when she ran away the first time. And again, she claimed in the phone call that she was in New York. Now, was it even her that called? You can't know 100%. I do, however, believe that there is a very strong possibility that this girl is alive. She may not be. I was thinking about it the other night. I was laying in bed thinking about this, because I was thinking about this case. You know, you have kids labeled runaway, and people don't really pay attention when that label is given, but what people seem to forget is that a runaway, even if it started out that way, is still a vulnerable child. Could easily be picked up by a pimp pretending to be something else, picked up hitchhiking by a serial killer. There are a lot of things that could happen if they're too trusting, and I just think that while some of them probably moved on and had lives, not all of them were that fortunate. And I believe that's one of the reasons we have so many teenage Jane and John Does. was because police didn't take the word runaway seriously. Even at 12 years old, they should take that super seriously, but they didn't, at least back in the 80s. I guess now they take things a little more seriously, but they still poo-hoo what they call runaway. Even though the child is in danger just by the mere fact that they're out on the street somewhere, unless they're staying at a friend's home, which if their friend's parent knows they're a runaway, is harboring a runaway, and that is illegal, at least here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I don't know if all states have that law. I want to share something with you because this is a runaway case. I was watching a missing person series out of Australia. They have a very unique take on how they deal with runaways. We should really adopt it. If a runaway, I believe it's 16 or over, might be a little younger, and they find them in a home with someone, and they're safe, you know, taken care of, happy, and they don't want to go home, they don't have to. And there's no juvenile prosecution or anything like that. They can stay where they are. Police notify the family, but they can stay where they are. They're safe with their friend's family, or, God forbid, a boyfriend. Whatever it is, if they're safe, clean, happy, fed, and in a decent environment, they are allowed to stay. And I think we should start adopting that. And I know I'm going to get reamed in the comments. I'm going to get totally roasted, but I do believe that. I just thought it was brilliant. It certainly helped in relations with parents. It helped police get out and look and say, okay, this child is safe. Okay, this child's still on the street. They need to go home. Different things like, or somewhere. If they don't want to go home, we need to find somewhere, you know? Instead of always forcing these kids to go back to situations that for one reason or another they don't want to be in. So, like I said, I believe that. And if you have any information about Niki, you can call the Albany, Oregon Police Department at 1-541-917-7680. That's 1-541-917-7680. Next time we will be talking about the case of 4-year-old Melvin Horst. Melvin disappeared from Orrville, Ohio in 1928. Melvin's case is interesting. There's actually someone still looking for Melvin, because it is believed he was raised. And if he was, he'd be uber old, but he could be alive. Now, I want to take a minute to thank Ron from Faces of the Forgotten. I will post a picture right up here of what his page looks like. He sent me a really nice email. When I emailed him about the Hartford Circus fire, he said, "Hey there, Angie. Yeah, I hope to get out to Connecticut someday. Wow. Like Vermont, I have heard that it is a very beautiful state." He just actually made a trip to Vermont. I have heard, I've never been there yet. I think I have heard of that circus disaster. I did one last year on the Showman's Rest in the Chicago area, the train disaster that killed all those circus people. I saw that one. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I'll keep it in mind, and thank you, love the suggestions. And I wrote back to him, and he wrote back to me again. So he's going to check out my channel, and I'd like you to check out his channel. Again, I'll link it in the description. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing all the accomplishments. I am so lucky to have every one of you, even if you don't choose to make a comment. I know some of my subscribers are actually friends and family who won't comment. and that's okay. But I keep getting more and more of you. I'm almost up over 100 subscribers now, so I'm thrilled. Again, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, and share. God bless you, and good night.